to a Dokkan Battle video, but instead of doing some like red zone run or anything, this is just kind of going to be more of a discussion slash rant video, if that makes any sense. And today we're just talking about Pan and why she's on global. Because as it stands, she's got no reason to be this early. She's still like really new on JP. So it's a little bizarre as to why she's in the game or in global right now. The only real reason I can think of like why she might be is there some like relevant thing that's going to happen with the superhero campaign that's coming out, and like Pan is relevant to that in some way, or like her release might be or something. But if you look at her teams, she's not on one that you can argue Gamma 1 and 2 would be on. Bond of Friendship comes the closest to matching that, but even then, I feel like they wouldn't really belong on Bond of Friendship. So I'm just left confused as to why Pan is released right now. And the thing is, if the release that was supposed to be in Pan's place, the Resurrection F Blues, wasn't actually a release that Global needed, like, immediately, then I wouldn't care. But the thing is, the Resurrection F Blue campaign is way stronger for, like, what Global needs right now. Because that campaign had the EZA for the Tech LR Ginyu Force, which Ginyu's featured on this banner, to be fair, but still, the LR Metal Cooler Army EZA as well, and LR Golden Frieza. Those are three characters that Global Dokkan could definitely use. And it's so off-putting that they just released Pan. Because even on JP, her team is missing a lot. Like, her team is not strong enough right now. I don't know if it will ever be. Pan herself, you might be able to argue, is better than Ginyu, to be fair. But her team definitely isn't. Ginyu's team, being as good as it is, kind of makes Pan feel obsolete. And even to an extent, I'd say the new Dokkan Fest Kid Goku, the physical one, I'd say because of how much better Ginyu's team overall might be, you might be able to argue that it's better, that it makes Ginyu better than physical Goku. Now, physical Goku's team's in a way better spot than Pan's is, because Goku's team has Android 8, right? Which is like the best banner unit in the game, if not like top 5. Okay? And then what's this Trunks and Giru? Really just nothing. I wouldn't even call him like a top 15 banner unit, or at least if he is, he's pretty low on that list. He doesn't even really hit 400k defense with his full passive up, which is kind of bad, because that's not really asking a lot of a unit that was released right before the new like batch of red zone stages. That wouldn't really be asking a lot of a new unit. But I feel like the biggest issue with this Trunks and Giru card is that Giru is a part of it, right? Let me explain. You see this link set, this garbage right here. Giru being off this character, like Giru not being a part of this card, Brainiacs becomes probably Kamehameha. Courage could become Saiyan Lineage. Speed Retribution could honestly maybe even stay, because the AGL Goten and Trunks, the GT one, has that too. So that link could stay. And it's like, it is just an attack link, at least at level 1. It probably gains defense. But, like, you get what I'm saying. This link set could be so much, like, better for Pan if Giru was not a part of this card. Hold on, let's even just look at Pan's links to see how many of these that Pan could realistically get, or that Trunks could get. So, no Own the Family or Battlefield Diva, probably no Innocence, or definitely no the Innocence, because Trunks is a fully grown adult and he's a businessman technically. So he wouldn't have the innocence, but he could have everything else. GT, Saiyan Lineage, Kamehameha, Fierce Battle. That's a 4-link share between the two instead of what they have, which is 2, GT and Fierce Battle. And then this is a change that I would make to this release that is completely out of the blue. Make a second banner unit that's a base form GT Goku. We do not have a good base form GT Goku in Dokkan right now. We have plenty of Super Saiyan 4s, and there is the free-to-play Super Saiyan Tech one, and there's the Ultra Full Power Tech Goku. Like, we've got some decent GT Hero Gokus floating around, but none base, and she kind of needs a Goku that has GT in the name to get her that part of her passive and her unit super attack. Like, she needs a GT Goku specifically, or she's like half as effective. And that's like the problem with her team. It's like Trunks probably gives the strongest support buff in the game next to like the STR Easy Chi. And even then, I'd argue that because this Trunks gives attack for like the full buff, his might even be better. Might though, that's the thing. But because Gear is a part of this card, his links suck, and it's just not a good time to run Pan's team. And I guess it is worth bringing up this Goku, Trunks, and Pan EZA. Now this Goku, Trunks, and Pan does count for that part of Pan's passive, her active skill, her unit super attack, all of it, right? It does technically fill everything that there needs to be a base form GT Goku for, or just a GT Goku for in general, right? But the thing about that is, Pan still needed help. Pan still is not good enough. Like, or no, she's good enough. Her team isn't though. That's the thing. Like, you can argue between Ginyu or Pan which one's better, but because Ginyu has one of the strongest teams in the game, and it has been that way for 6 months, 7 months almost. It's been that way for a long time. And it has not gotten any worse over time. It's just as capable as it was back then. In fact, it's probably even better now that so many other teams have dropped, and they just do not compare to Ginyu's. Like, Raditz's team, I don't need to explain what's wrong with the way Raditz's leader skills set up. Right? 2 decent enough categories, but that extra 30% is whack. Plus Raditz is just Raditz. The ROF Blues, their team is okay. They do have LR Golden Frieza on the team, and that unit's pretty solid. But it's just not on the level of Ginyu's, like the synergy in the team and everything. There's the Goku Gohan Exchange unit, which, honestly, that team, it is basically, like, the leader skill is just Goku Family and Super Saiyan, but that 30% is also whack. I might do another video talking about, like, the full, like, leader skill buffs of all these teams. Except for GT Goku, or not GT Goku, Physical Goku, because his team is way more complicated to look into. But otherwise, yeah. And that's the thing. Ginyu's team, because Ginyu's team... Alright, hold on. Let me put it in perspective. Ginyu's team counts as like 6 teams. Oh wait, no, this is... Alright, hold on. So it's his full team, like the full Ginyu Force team. Terrifying Conqueror, Space Traveling Warrior, Dragon Ball Seeker, Special Pose, Ginyu Force, Namek Saga. That is 6 teams that this Ginyu Force, that this one team counts as. 7 teams, technically, because you have a unit of every typing available to you, and they will all carry their own weight. That is 7 teams, technically. And Pan's team does not have, like, that versatility. Because, like, look at the banner units Ginyu got. Jason Birder, Raccoon, and Goldo. Jason Birder is, like, a top 10 banner unit, like, no question. while in some instances definitely not slot one character, they do have the potential to manage slot one. And Riku and Goldo, they are at their best in slot one. It's like, how do you compare this unit, who's newer by several months, to either of those two? It is ridiculous. They have better link synergy with their leader and just their whole team. And they just, I don't know, man. I don't know how to put it. They have like a better role beyond just being a support unit that doesn't link with the team. Like, and that's the thing that confuses me, because Global is not trying to catch up to JP, because they could have just bulk released a bunch of banners, given out a bunch of free stones or something, or alternatively, they could have mixed the game, like the versions, like JP and Global, make them one game, and in theory, like, I know that there's the possibility of a bunch of people with a bunch of alt accounts that can just, like, mix their accounts together. Because what I'm thinking, if they were ever going to decide to just match these versions up, you could combine accounts of both JP and Global instead of just being forgotten for one or whatever. But limit it to one account on each version. Like one JP account, one Global account, and that's all that you would get for this new version of Dokkan. That way it prevents like alts from being just spam added. It's a decent enough way to where you could justify this out of place release. But I still don't know what the reason could be, unless the superhero celebration has like relevance to Pan or her team. There's no reason that Pan should drop right now. Fasha and Chilai will probably also not be on Gamma 1 and 2's team, so you can't even argue that Pan dropped for their banner, because that would just be false. And it's like, again, the RF Blues, like, the weakest part of their release was probably Jocko. Now, Jocko is crazy, like, Jocko's insanely good, but he's got nowhere to be used. What are you going to run on Vidal's team? Movie Heroes? I mean, maybe. Movie Heroes gets buffed like every 5 minutes. So, like, this is one of the only banners since the anniversary that hasn't gotten a buff to the Elder Gods team. This is like one of the only ones. And it's like, it's so weird to think that they would release Pan this early. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Now, Pan's good, again. I've said this a dozen times right now. Pan's insane. She's definitely, like, good enough to, like, be released on Global. But this early? I guess they could have released the Metal Cooler Army and Ginyu Force EZAs as a part of this celebration. And that way, it would have really only been up to, like, LR Golden Frieza to kind of man down the Resurrection of F Blue release. But, come on, you can't just release Pan like this. If the worldwide celebration did not basically make LR Golden Frieza and LR Metal Cooler Army like insanely decent good options for those teams, then it would have been fine. Who would care? But Global needs those units now. Like, Global's team, like the Wicked Bloodline team, it needs those. Like, hold on. Yeah, here's my full power, or my final form cooler team. I was link leveling them, right? And it's like, this guy needs his EZA. This could be This could be LR Golden Frieza here, right? I still need EZA final form. Yeah. Whatever. This could have been AGL Golden Frieza, but he's not out yet. Instead, we have Pan and her whack team. I don't know. I don't know what I'm trying to say right now. I'm just saying I'm very much, like, disappointed that this is who we have. because this release could have definitely just been held off for. I don't even know if you wanted to release Pan early, just release her. Okay, who even is Global missing? The Resurrection of Blues, Vegeta and Trunks, Physical Kid Goku. Is that it? I don't think that's it. There's got to be a release I'm missing. That just feels like too few releases between the versions. I get that a lot of Dokkan Fest this year have been dual Dokkan Fest for like both versions. Dokkan Fest for both versions, but come on, are they really that close together? Like, Dokkan's issue is not like summonable banners released, it's the side character released, like free-to-play characters, Easy A's. That's the part that Global's like really struggling with right now. Like, if they release Pan and just said, screw it, we'll just toss LR Metal Cooler Army and Ginyu Force release, or Easy A release, then that'd be fine. But because none of these units are getting added to Global right now, the actual good team that Global has right now in the Final Form Cooler and Metal Cooler team, plus a pretty sizable buff for the Ginyu Force team, aren't able to be used. I don't know. I did ramble on about how they could have fixed Pan's release and what they could do to like not have this like merging the versions of the game, which they definitely won't do because they probably would have, but they're going in 8 years and they've clearly shown no interest in doing that. So I wouldn't hold my breath on them ever like catching up the versions. I feel like that's kind of the point. But something they could do, well, actually, what could they do? Hold on. Man, I don't know. Year of Blues just should have come out right now. That's basically what I'm boiling it down to. Gamma 1 and 2 have to have some relevance to Pan. Maybe like in the updated story event or stages for the Ultimate Power Gohan and Piccolo event. Maybe they'll add a free-to-play Pan. And maybe she'd be good for Pan's team. Who knows? I doubt it, because I don't think like little 3-year-old Pan is on Dragon Ball Seekers. I don't see that happening. She might be on Bond of Friendship. Who knows? I wouldn't hold my breath on it either, though. Like, poor Pan. Honestly, when I saw that Pan was getting a Dokkan Fest, I had pretty mixed feelings about it, to be fair. I figured that she would be good. I had no reason to expect that we'd get Raditz version 2, but I was just like, Pan? Like, because I don't think I'm alone in saying Pan's not exactly a very likable character. But lo and behold, Dokkan loves her apparently, because she's insanely good. Whatever. Point is, Global players, don't summon on this banner. I know Ginyu being like the best unit on this banner is like very enticing. Just don't pull on the banner. No. If you've got the coins, just buy Ginyu. Or better yet, you might just save and have to buy Pan. Like, save your red coins and buy Pan. Do not waste so much as a single on this banner. Please, I'm begging you. Save for superhero or skip like the superhero for like Beast Gohan, Orange Piccolo. Or maybe skip until Vegeta and Trunks. Who knows what's going to happen right now? There's like 4 banners on the horizon that Global players would have like a better reasons to summon on. So, yeah, like steer clear of this banner. Like beyond Ginyu and Pan, like no one else here is like worth pulling for. This unit is definitely not a red zone character. He gets destroyed. This unit with type advantage can be I took him into the Cell Max event and he didn't get me killed, so that's a positive, I guess. These two with type advantage, they're pretty okay. And then yeah, it's just okay, okay, good, okay, and then good. Like, this banner's pretty bad. So, skip, and just hopefully after game 1 and 2, we actually get the RF Blues because Global's dying and needs that. Like, we need that. Alright, I know this video was like 4 retreaded points consecutively, but I don't know, it just needed to be said, and I haven't seen anyone else make a whole video dedicated to it. So, if you guys have anything else to add, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And I don't know, I did say this was supposed to be a discussion, so if you have anything to add, I will, like, respond in the comments. So, whatever you gotta say, just, maybe we'll get LR Golden Frieza and Melcooler Army soon. Alright, but for real, hope you enjoyed, and peace.